Get Liverpool FC updates directly to your inbox, plus subscribe. Thank you for subscribing. Could not subscribe? Try again later. Invalid email. Steven Gerrard has challenged Liverpool under-18s to grab the glory when they grace Anfield for the first time on Saturday. The KOP legend believes the FA Youth Cup fourth-round tie with Arsenal gives his youngsters the perfect opportunity to showcase their talents on the big stage. Gerrard knows all about the competition's ability to help launch first-team careers. He was a trainee a fortnight shy of his 16th birthday when the Reds sealed their maiden FA Youth Cup triumph in May 1996. Jamie Carragher, Michael Owen and David Thompson all made the leap into the first-team setup, and Gerrard is hoping some of the current crop follow the same path. Going back to when I was 16 or 17, I was desperate to win it, Gerrard said. It's a bit like the FA Cup at senior level. It has that bit of magic about it. I didn't really do too well in it. We went out quite early, the third round and then the fourth round in the second year. When Liverpool won it in '96, there was only Michael and Ian Dunbaven, the goalkeeper, who were in the squad from my age group. I wasn't selected. I probably wasn't ready, to be honest. Michael was a lot further on than me at that age. Back then when we were lads, it was the only real chance to get on TV if you weren't an international. That would float your boat, and I think it's the same for the players now. The stage is big for them. It's the trophy all the kids want to win. Gerrard asked the club if they could play the tie at Anfield, and his request was granted. It will be the first time the Reds youth team have graced the stadium since April 2013. The under-18s boss views it as another important step in the players' development. Will they be daunted or inspired by their illustrious surroundings? It was my idea to ask for Anfield because when I was a kid and before I had played at Anfield, it was a dream, he said. It is what I always wanted, and I'll never forget the experience of playing at Anfield as a kid. It's important these players get that experience. Some of them won't be lucky enough to get there on a regular basis in terms of playing in these stadiums, so that's the reason I wanted to give them all that chance to experience it. But at the same time, they can't freeze. They have to take the responsibility and the pressure and deliver. Preparing for a Saturday game at 3 o'clock in an iconic stadium, with people turning out to watch you, that brings the pressures they will be under further on in their careers. It also gives us a chance to judge them in that environment, because we need to know what they are like under this type of pressure. What are they like on this surface, and with a stadium around them? Do they thrive on it, or do they go the other way? Image: Nick Taylor, Liverpool FC via Getty Images. This is the perfect rehearsal for what it would be like at first-team level. As coaches, we can't just judge them on what happens of a normal weekend when there is a few hundred people there. We need to put them into these environments that are close to the real thing. Liverpool haven't lifted the FA Youth Cup for 11 years, and Gerrard would dearly love to put that right in his first season in management. For all the focus on development at the academy, Gerrard is fiercely committed to instilling a winning mentality in the squad. I'd love some of these players to go on and play for Liverpool's first team. I'd be the proudest man in the city, he said. But I'm not coming in and taking a job at this football club if it's just about that. If we're not teaching kids about the importance of winning at a young age, then maybe someone should say to me, "You're not welcome here." That doesn't float my boat. Turning up on the weekend and it's just about getting one player to the first team. We're hoping these players go on and have a career here. I'm doing a disservice to football if I'm saying to these that winning doesn't matter, because it does. Image: Nick Taylor, Liverpool FC via Getty Images. For me, The philosophy at this club is to win. It's been the same since Bill Shankly down. My job is to help people on the conveyor belt to the first team, but it's also to win on the weekend. I believe we can have a good run in this competition, but I'd be stupid to say that we were one of the favorites because there are some very good teams still in it. There have been some shocks along the way already. Man City and Everton have already gone out. Leicester, who turned us over in preseason, have already gone. If you don't approach it right, you can go out. We need to bring our A game against Arsenal, top of the North section of the Under-18 Premier League and in the last 16 of the UEFA Youth League. Gerrard's side have enjoyed a fine season so far. However, their proud unbeaten domestic record bit the dust when they were knocked out of the Premier League Cup by Tottenham last week. The former Reds captain was heavily critical of their performance in the 4-0 defeat and expects to see a response against Arsenal. The reward for the winners is a trip to Middlesbrough in the last 16. Our big players didn't turn up and we didn't play as a team. He added, "We've certainly gone back to basics in training in terms of getting the most out of them both in and out of possession. We're hoping that we get the reaction we want. We've seen signs of it, but I need them to take that into Saturday's game. I want my players to remember that if you are 2-0 down with 35 minutes left on the clock, you are still in it rather than hiding and giving up. I expect Arsenal to be similar to Tottenham. They will have players who are very physical and quick. It's a 50-50 game in my opinion. Creating this stage for our players, we're hoping brings the best out of them. It brings more adrenaline. But there's no doubt it will lift the Arsenal players as well. They probably would have expected to play at St. Helens or Prenton Park. They will be licking their lips at the chance to beat Liverpool on their own patch. I'm sure their team talk is already done, with Jurgen Klopp's side not in action until Monday night. A decent crowd is expected to watch Gerrard manage in front of the KOP for the first time. I don't know how many turn up, but I hope it's big numbers because it will give them a taste of what it feels like for real. Then it's up to us to entertain them." He said, "I'm excited. I love Anfield. It's my favorite stadium in the world and always will be. But I don't want it to about me going back there for the first time as a coach. It has to be about the kids and what an experience for them. I hope some of them grab the glory in the headlines because I am sure there will be people watching them and judging them. If it goes wrong, I will take all the blame." The KOP will be open for Liverpool's FA Youth Cup tie with Arsenal at Anfield on Saturday. 3 p.m. kickoff. Entry costs just $3 for adults and $1 for juniors. Young adults and over 65s. Season ticket holders and members can gain admission free of charge but must pick up a ticket from Anfield in advance.